It was one of those New York afternoons where the rain didn't just fall, it poured with purpose, as if the sky itself had something to say. Inside the dim glow of a quiet Manhattan café, a woman in a cream-colored dress sat alone by the window. A birthday cake with flickering candles rested in her lap, but there were no smiles, no friends, no family. Only silence. Her name was Emily, and she had never felt more forgotten. Outside, passers-by rushed under umbrellas. Life moved on, indifferent to her loneliness. The candles burned quietly. And just when she was about to blow them out with a whisper of pain in her heart, the café door creaked open, and in walked a stranger with a child. The girl in the wheelchair. Emily wasn't always confined to a wheelchair. A year ago, she was climbing mountains, dancing at company parties, and leading boardroom meetings as the daughter of one of the city's most powerful CEOs. But an accident changed everything. A careless driver, a flash of metal, and her spine was left shattered. In the months that followed, Emily drifted from the spotlight into the shadows. Her father, buried in business deals, never made the time. Friends stopped calling, unsure of what to say. The once vibrant life she lived now felt like someone else's memory. Her birthday had crept up silently. She told no one. She bought the cake herself, small and simple. She wanted to at least feel something. She had been sitting for 15 minutes when the door opened. A man walked in, shaking off an umbrella, followed by a little girl with bouncing curls and a soft pink teddy bear. The man glanced around the café, noticed Emily and the lit candles, and paused. His daughter tugged at his hand and pointed toward the woman. "Daddy, why is she alone?" she asked in a voice too pure for the world outside. The father hesitated. Most people would smile awkwardly and move on. But not this man. He turned toward Emily, offered a warm, respectful smile, and said the words that would change her life. "Would you mind if we joined you?" The gift of presence. Emily blinked, stunned. She looked at the man, then at the girl. Her instinct was to say no, she was used to saying no. To protect herself. But something in their eyes, open, unjudging, disarmed her. She nodded. The little girl beamed. "Yay! I love cake." They pulled up 2 chairs. The father introduced himself as Daniel, and the little whirlwind of energy as Sophie. Daniel was a single father, a graphic designer who freelanced from home so he could raise his daughter full-time. For the next hour, the silence in the café was replaced with laughter, stories, and something Emily hadn't felt in months, warmth. Daniel didn't ask her why she was in a wheelchair. He didn't mention her loneliness. Instead, he asked about her favorite books. Sophie showed her drawings on the napkins. They sang happy birthday. And when it came time to blow out the candles, Sophie made her do it twice, just for extra wishes. They shared hot chocolate, and Sophie insisted Emily try a bite of her favorite blueberry muffin. She said it had magic that made sadness disappear. Emily laughed, not out of politeness but with genuine joy she hadn't felt in a long time. As the candles dimmed and the rain eased outside, a calm settled over Emily. Something had shifted. A quiet, invisible barrier had broken. She felt seen, not as a woman in a wheelchair, not as a forgotten daughter, but as a person worthy of joy. A moment that changed 2 lives. The rain outside softened. The clouds slowly broke apart. Emily looked at the man and his daughter and felt something stir inside her, something long buried. Hope. "Why did you come talk to me?" she finally asked. Daniel shrugged. "Because everyone deserves to be celebrated on their birthday. And you looked like you were waiting for someone to remember that." Tears welled up in her eyes. No one had remembered. Not her father, not her friends. But this stranger did. Before they left, Sophie gave Emily her teddy bear. "He's called Mr. Sprinkles. He makes people feel better." Emily laughed, hugging it tightly. Thank you, Sophie. I'll take care of him. Daniel handed her a card. If you ever want company again, just call. Sophie thinks you're magic. When they walked away, Emily felt the weight of loneliness lift. It wasn't about grand gestures. It wasn't about wealth, or pity, or fixing what was broken. It was about kindness. Epilogue, 1 year later. The same café. Another rainy birthday. But this time, the table by the window wasn't empty. Emily, now co-running a nonprofit that helps connect isolated people in rehab centers with volunteers, sat next to Daniel. Sophie had balloons. There was cake, friends, laughter. She wasn't waiting for anyone to remember. She was surrounded by those who never forgot. Daniel and Emily had become close friends. What began as a moment of kindness grew into a bond of mutual healing. Daniel found someone who understood his quiet strength. Emily found someone who saw her beyond her wheelchair. Together, they launched a campaign called Table for One, Not Alone, encouraging people to sit with strangers, share stories, and make someone feel remembered. The campaign spread across cafes in New York and beyond. Thousands of people shared photos, tagged friends, and brought lonely hearts together over cake and coffee. Emily often spoke about that rainy afternoon during interviews. It was just 1 hour, just one cake, but it gave me my life back, she would say. Kindness is the only language that never needs translation. Be the stranger who stays. The world is filled with people like Emily, quietly carrying pain, waiting for someone to notice. You don't need to change their life with money or miracles. Sometimes, all it takes is a smile, a kind word, or a shared slice of cake. Next time you see someone sitting alone, ask yourself, could I be the Daniel in their story? Kindness isn't just free. It's powerful. Go out today and be that power for someone. Because you never know whose life you might change, including your own.